My name is Heather Stevens, and I'm a classically certified Pilates instructor. I was trained at the Pilates Institute in Southern California, and I currently live and reside in San Francisco. I teach at the Bay Club Company, and I'm really excited to be here today. And I have my friend Cindy, who's going to assist me. She's also a certified Pilates instructor, and Cindy, you've been teaching for
9 years.
9 years, so she's going to help me out today. Thank you. So before we get started on the chair today, I just want to make sure that Cindy is in her core thinking about the inside core muscles that she's going to be using. So Cindy, I'm going to have you stand in Pilates V, heels squeezing together, inner thighs squeezed together, zipping up. She's going to find her zipper muscle, so the tight pair of jeans, scooping the abs in. She's going to find her belt around her waist, and she's going to keep the ribs buttoned. And then lastly, my favorite part is she's going to become a superhero today. So she's going to make a fist, put her hands on her hips, dun, 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 and see, already she's standing up taller, straighter. She feels good about herself. She's a superwoman. Absolutely is. And so what that does is it makes the lats fire. It just automatically makes you pull your stomach in without even really thinking about it, and it makes you feel good about yourself. Everything just perks up a little bit. So I call this the superhero pose. You never see a sloppy superhero ever. So superhero conveys the message I'm trying to get across. Okay? All right, Cindy. So first exercise we're going to do is pull up, and I'm going to use a high and a low spring. And safety first, it's very heavy spring loaded. So Cindy's going to step onto the paddle, pressing it down. She's going to step on and come into Pilates V. She's going to squeeze the heels together, hands over the top, knuckles over the top so we have less wrist compression. This is a full body exercise. Everything has to be firing and working. So Cindy, you're going to inhale and lift the paddle up as high as she can. And then exhale, lowering down without crashing to the bottom, hovering if you will, and then scooping the abs some more to lift up, looking in on her inner thighs, and exhale, lowering down with control. And then one more, inhale, curl the tail, curling in on herself. And then exhale, lowering down with control. She brings the paddle all the way down, and then steps off onto the floor and carefully brings the paddle up without crushing. That was gorgeous. So that's a full body exercise. Everything is turned on now. So the next exercise we're going to do, come on over here, is cat. So cat now adds extension into the mix. So we're going to start making her spine go from flexion to extension. She's going to become a human slinky. So kneel on the chair, and we're going to change the spring to one high. So I want Cindy to kneel about 2 inches from the edge, okay? If you want it to be slightly easier, you can scoot further back, okay? So find your superhero, inner superhero, right? Excellent. I'm gonna press down on her heels, and she's gonna kick up into my hand just a little bit so she engages the back side of her body, her hamstrings and glutes. I'm gonna have a hand right here for the first one, and Cindy's going to inhale to roll down, find the paddle and hold it. There's her exhale, engaging everything, scooping the abs. On your inhale, you're gonna press the paddle down using your abdominals and less arms to come into what I call sexy cat instead of cow. Doesn't everybody want to be a sexy cat instead of a cow? And she curls in on herself, cat. And then exhale into sexy cat. So her abs are moving the paddle, less so her arms. And Cindy, give me one more. She's looking at the horizon, not too much crank on the back of the neck. And she exhales and curls in on herself. Now Cindy, kick up into my hand just a little bit more so you access the back body. She curls in, tilts her tail under, tilt the tail, keep tilting, and then she comes all the way up nice and tall, aligning her spine. Beautiful. All right, thank you. So we've added a little bit of extension to the mix. We're going to continue on with that. I'm going to keep the one high spring for swan. All right, so swan, you're going to come onto the chair, hip bones at the very front edge here. The legs are long and active, right? All right, so her setup looks great. She's reaching out through the crown of her head. That was gorgeous. Long, long neck. These are engaged. And Cindy, you're going to lift up on the inhale, gaze just at the horizon, not up to the ceiling. And then exhale, I want you to feel yourself grow longer, reaching out through the top of the head, out through your big toes and inner thighs. and then lifting up. And I'm just gonna make sure that the ribs are buttoned up, and they are, and then growing longer and longer and longer. And one more time, she inhales and she lifts up. Everything's active. She's getting length in her spine, and then exhaling. Even as she goes down, she's going out and forward, getting more length, more length, more length. The abs are still scooped. Beautiful. And then you're gonna bring it up, inhale, put one hand on the chair, ease the paddle up with your other hand. So we're always thinking about safety, okay? All right, so we've done some extension. Her spine is moving, it's mobile, so we're gonna open it up even further because we tend to slouch so much during our day. We're at our computer, we're texting. So reverse swan is really gonna open the shoulders up and really broaden the collarbone, and it's gonna feel really good, and it's gonna stretch the biceps, and it's gonna be wonderful. Good. Okay, so you're gonna sit at the back, or the front edge of your chair, whichever you wanna call it. Legs are really, really active. So she has to really squeeze her inner thighs together, and she's gotta find a ton of zipper to keep the legs elevated. I'm not gonna make her stand here. And you're gonna sweep the arms back, finding the paddle, fingers facing the insides, and then you're gonna inhale, lowering the paddle by moving the spine, not pushing with the arms, but curling the tail under, lengthening the spine. There we go, eyes right there, beautiful. Exhale, curl right over my fingers, folding, 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 bringing the paddle up. And then you're gonna inhale, and I want you to lengthen, lengthen, find that zipper. Eyes up just a smidge more. Excellent. Exhale, fold, right there, pulling in, pulling in, pulling in, and you're gonna give me one more. Inhale, lengthen, reach out through the inner thighs. Zip, 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 reach out through the crown of the head. Exhale, curling forward, curling forward. She lifts up, keeps the legs up until she's fully up, and then she rests. That's a lot of work. Awesome. All right, so lastly we have standing lunge, and I'm gonna go a high, a low, spring. So Cindy's got everything firing now, right? We've gone through these exercises, everything is firing, she's in her core, and this requires a little bit more balance, so that's why I put it last. So you're gonna step onto the paddle, your other foot, toes are at the edge, and I want a little bit more weight in the heel so that accesses the hamstring and the glutes. And we're gonna call this genie arms. Top arm is pressing down, bottom arm is pressing up, so we get the same effect as the superhero muscle, right? All right, Cindy, on your inhale, you're gonna lift up, pressing through the heel, finding your zipper, head is reaching into the clouds, you get taller. Exhale, you come down without bottoming out. So you hover, and then you lift up, and exhale with control. And you're gonna give me one more. Inhale, lift, lower down on your exhale, bring the paddle all the way down, hands go onto the chair, stepping down, replace it with the other foot. So toes are at the edge, a little more weight in the heel so that the back side of the body is working, engagement through the upper body, everything's working, everything's connected. And inhale. Head is reaching into the clouds. Exhale, lowering down. And right before she touches, she goes right back up so she continues the work. There's no rest. It's a continuous movement. And one more rep. Lifting. I saw how she's pressing her arms in. That was good. Exhale. Down you go. Hands onto the chair. Stepping onto the floor. And again, finessing, elegantly lifting the paddle up so it doesn't crash. And is she not a superwoman or what? Nice job, Cindy. Thank you so much. Thank you.